Ladies and gentlemen,
Here we are,
here we are.
boys and girls.
And today is a special day.
The reason why it's a special day is because we are going to show you the newest features with LinkedIn advertising.
That's right, we are finally getting into the paid advertising section of LinkedIn. So
I know you've been waiting for this.
I know you have too. We've gotten questions, we've had requests, and now it's the fulfillment of your dreams.
So the question is why? Why do you want to do some paid advertising on LinkedIn? And the answer is very simple, because you want to sell stuff to people and make lots of money.
And right now, LinkedIn has a free $50 credit for new advertisers. So I'm going to put a link into the membership site. I don't know how long this link will be good for, but it's good right now. So as of, what is this? We created this
today. As of today.
As of today. So if you're checking your calendar, it is today right now. As of today, the link is good, and you can get a $50 free advertising credit that you can use right away to promote your product, promote your service, promote your live event. And what's nice about LinkedIn, which isn't necessarily the same with Facebook, is you're getting a more business-friendly environment. So we're dealing with a different audience than Facebook. More likely, we're going to be able to reach decision makers like CEOs and people of high stature on LinkedIn that might not necessarily have a Facebook profile. They may or may not.
Because remember that the thing is that if you're doing some direct advertising on Facebook, the problem is that people are there to be social. If people go to LinkedIn, they're there with a business mindset.
That's right.
So especially if you're doing some B2B marketing, this is the place that you probably want to do some advertising.
And lesson of the day, B2B is business to business.
Ding!
I'm sure you already knew that, but I like to throw that in there too. Fun factoid. Anyway, so if we're going to get into advertising, what we're going to do is we're going to take our mouse cursor. We're going to log into our LinkedIn profiles first, and I'm going to click on this work section right here. And I'm going to click on advertise, because that's what we're doing. We're getting into the advertising section of LinkedIn. And what we're going to do today is we're going to actually create an advertisement.
What should we advertise?
We're going to create an advertisement.
Good, sir.
I have to turn off technical difficulties. I have to turn off a JavaScript blocker that I put in there because I don't like pop-ups.
Recommend that for everybody.
Yes, but bottom line, we're gonna hop over to the advertising section right now, and we are going to advertise LinkedIn Mastery course. Ironically enough,
What a good idea!
because we have a webinar coming up this coming week on Thursday. It's going to be a enrollment webinar. You're all welcome to attend to get the same information, but we will be selling new participants into the LinkedIn Mastery course, and that's coming up this Thursday on this Thursday's date. I like to keep the videos so they don't get dated, you know? I don't want anyone to know when we made this.
So the thing is that just to be perfectly transparent, the back end of this is a little clunky. So we'll guide you through it, and it'll make it very, very easy. We're also going to offer you a guide to LinkedIn advertising from LinkedIn itself. There's a link down below, and you'll be able to click on that and get that delivered to you.
And as of very, very recently, LinkedIn has integrated what they call matched audiences, which is very, very similar to Facebook pixeling and Facebook retargeting. So we may not cover that in this first section here, but we will be doing a video talking specifically about matched audiences and how you can use LinkedIn now to retarget just like you can on Facebook as well. So this is brand new technology, part of the Microsoft rebranding, the Microsoft takeover. They're bringing it in. They're going to be, and my prediction is that LinkedIn will be close to as
close to Facebook as possible.
About as close to Facebook as possible.
So here we go. We're going to create an ad in minutes, as they say. So first thing we're going to do is click on Manage Ads.
Okay, so now I'm going to click on Add Account. And we're going to add the LinkedIn Mastery course as a company, because it's right now it's just listed with...
Because it's going to default to Coaching Biz Mastery.
Which is my company, yeah.
There's LinkedIn Mastery course.
So I've already created LinkedIn Mastery course in a prior module. In Module 1, we have a video on that. The account name is just going to be LinkedIn Mastery course. I'll get rid of the 1 there. Currency will be US dollars. Perfect.
And there it is. And then it's going to take us through this section. And here we are. It gives you these 3 options. I want to reach LinkedIn members right in the LinkedIn feed and beyond. I want to drive targeted leads across multiple LinkedIn pages. I want to send targeted messages directly to people who matter most to my business.
So let's talk about this a little bit right now. So the top option is sponsored content. So essentially on the news feed, when you're scrolling through the news feed on LinkedIn, if you every 5th post or so, you see one that says sponsored content. So Andres is opening this up. It looks like this. And essentially, you're getting on the news feed. So if when people are consuming the news feed, you're going to guarantee yourself that your article or your post, whatever that is going to be seen. And if somebody comes across it and they see it, that's known as an impression. If they interact with it and they click it, that is a click. So they're going to track both. You can kind of budget this based on impressions, which again are just times that this has popped up on somebody's screen. So if they're not looking at their screen and they come through, it still counts as an impression. It popped up on the screen. And clicks are when they actually engage with it. And obviously clicks are going to be a little bit more costly.
And this is very, very similar to what we've seen in Facebook, where you're scrolling along between someone's pictures of their kids and someone's picture of their sandwich and someone's picture of their cats. And somewhere in there you see an ad pop up that's sponsored, that is geared directly towards your particular demographic. So although a lot of people are not using the timeline on LinkedIn, it is the first page that you land on when you open LinkedIn. So more and more people are using it.
And if we look at the section on the right here, it says why you choose it. So we can use this sponsored content to help attract followers for our company page, which we have a video on in Module 1 on how to create a company page.
Or a showcase page.
Or a showcase page, which there will be a video in Section 1. So by the time you watch this, there may or may not be a video we'll put that in there to talk about showcase page creation. But that's another feature that's that kind of highlights a specific service or product within your brand that you can create.
Drives engagement with company-specific content, so that's kind of what we're going to be doing, and appears on mobile devices and tablets and desktops. So this will appear on all of the above. Now, the other options here are text ads, which personally I do not find super effective. They show up here on the left-hand side and at the top.
It's actually your right-hand side.
I'm dyslexic, man. Why you gotta mess with me?
Let's do it real quick. Right hand, left hand. Okay. Now that was a second lesson of the day.
You know what's funny? When I was in school, they would say, "Well, just hold it up, and the one that looks like an L is the left." And because I'm dyslexic, I didn't know which way the L faced. That's a true story.
I think my favorite story that you have from your youth is that you were in the GATE program, like for smart kids, and in the resource slow program at the same time. At the same time.
At the same damn time.
I love that.
Your favorite story from when I was a kid was when my dad used to go out on the back porch with a shotgun and during Christmas and shoot some shots in the air and then just say Christmas is dead. And then, I killed Santa Claus, and then go back in.
It's very sad.
And I wake up the next morning with no presents. That wasn't your favorite story?
That was my second favorite story, but now you just oppressed everybody on our webinar, and
you'd hide colored pieces of meat. It was funny.
So let's talk about text ads. So text ads, again, they appear on the right-hand side of the LinkedIn feed. So they might grab a little bit more attention on the right-hand side, but I'm kind of with the philosophy with Andros. I like when an ad feels a little bit more native. The sponsored content is actually a part of the feed, so it kind of natively integrates with the feed.
And think about it this way. When you're on Facebook, when was the last time you clicked on any of those left-handed...
Right-handed.
Any of those right-handed ads? They should have just put it on the left side. Why not? I don't know. So, I don't find them. I don't even remember the last time I've clicked on one of those or even paid attention to
it. It depends on the person. So, I mean, it's all about testing also. You might try testing. I mean, I'm going to recommend you start with sponsored content if you're looking to go this route. But you can try testing text ads on the right-hand side, and everything is about testing it in advertising, especially social media advertising. So what we want to do is we want to test. We want to look at the actual data, not our hypothesis, not what we think is going to happen. We look at the actual data, and we go from there.
Right. So we're going to go.
What did you do?
I went the wrong way, man. I hit the wrong button. So they don't have.
Do we want to talk a little bit more about InMail before we move on?
Yeah, let's talk about.
So let's talk about the third option option before we move on. The third option was I want to send targeted message directly to the people who matter most to my business, and this is sponsored InMail. So for those of you that don't know, InMail is a feature where you can connect and direct message people that are outside of your first degree network. And with a free account, you cannot send any email or InMails. With a paid account, you get a limited number of InMails depending on which tier of paid membership that you're a part of.
So what this does is it allows you to send personal emails to people, and it targets directly to them. Now, the problem with this is, you know, some people will pay attention to it, but if you notice here, it's a kind of a form letter. You write it once, and then it customizes it directly to the people of your choosing. So it's a little bit like email marketing. The only trouble is, in my mind, is that when people send me these types of emails through LinkedIn or messages through LinkedIn, specifically, you know, you can see the little version down here where they show you, you know, get the white paper. Here you are. Whenever I get one of these, it tends to make me a little upset because I don't really want to be bothered with advertising on my private message space.
And part of this is Andros and I are big fans of the principle of inbound marketing. And inbound marketing, for those of you that don't know on that, is when you provide extreme amounts of value up front. And by providing that value for free or low cost up front, you're then attracting someone to take the next step in the business relationship, and they're coming to you essentially. So, I mean, that's kind of a model we follow by giving a lot of our profile content away for free on our opening webinar. And then going from there, people are more interested to take part in further programs with us. Now, so this is the old school model, which was disruptive marketing that used to reign in the 80s and 90s when television commercials disrupted your programs and radio ads disrupted your radio. And this is kind of following that old model. So I think that's why Andros is averse to this.
And I think a lot of people
I feel similar.
I mean, just think of it this way. If you were to suddenly get some sort of advertising in your messaging, how likely are you to respond to it? I mean, maybe if they were giving away free beer,
maybe.
You know, free beer, click here.
That's your thing.
If you can do that. But overall, I would actually go for the sponsored content.
Okay, so we're going to select sponsored content, and we're going to go ahead and create an ad for the LinkedIn Mastery Course webinar. And we are going to call this LinkedIn Mastery Course. We'll call it registration. And what I want to do is I want to turn off, I'm not looking to increase followers from my company page. I'm looking to send people to my landing page. So I'm going to go ahead and go to next here. And we are going to create new sponsored content. So I'm going to click on create new sponsored content.
And this is where we create the actual ad for what we're going to be doing.
So again, I mean, the sponsored content name is LinkedIn Mastery Course. And here is this is the section that's what's on your mind, just like a regular profile update. So if you were posting your daily update in your news feed, this is the section here. So it's going to be.
How about? Do you know that you can make money from using LinkedIn?
So I'm going to paste this copy that was professionally written by one of the best copywriters in the world, actually, myself.
That's right.
And basically, attention entrepreneurs, speakers, sales professionals, and job seekers. That's our target audience, believe it or not. And look at this. It's kind of like what you said, actually. Are you making money with LinkedIn? But I came up with it. And when it comes from me, it feels so much better. If you want to leverage LinkedIn to find clients, book gigs, or find the job of your dreams, it starts with creating a master LinkedIn profile. Okay, so we're going to run with this copy. And I think, are we going to roll with this image, or what are we going to do with this?
Yeah, might as well.
I guess we're going to roll with this image because it is on brand, and I think it... Okay, so we have all the copy put into the ad right here. We've done the...
created the ad.
We've created the ad essentially here. We're going to run with the LinkedIn Mastery Course logo, And now what we're going to do is I'm going to click on the version of the ad that I want to run, and I'm going to click on the sponsor selected button, which is in the top right here.
Now, mind you, this part is a little clunky.
Very clunky.
And the interface is terrible. Just straight up, LinkedIn people, if you're watching, it's terrible. You have to select the ad first. So you can create different versions of the ad, but you have to select the ad that you want before you go into this next section.
Yes. And now we can go into the targeting. So matched audience is about creating a retargeting, or you can upload a CSV file, which is like a spreadsheet file. So if you have a list of people, you can create a custom audience using that list. I'm going to show you how to do that in a different module, but for the purpose of creating a basic ad, we're not going to use that right now.
So if you notice here, you can select specific criteria. This is the new section that they've just added in LinkedIn, where down here where it says you can specifically target people for your ideal audience. So if you notice, we can do Orange County. We can
where the money is, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Company name. So if we want to just do people at Google, we could do that. That's if you have to select the company name.
What I pick there?
Yeah, that's for the location.
I'm on location.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
So if you hit company name, it changes here. So we can do people who work in Orange County.
Google.
Who work at Google.
10,001 plus employees.
Right. So you can click on that. So if you see, you can get pretty granular here. Now, unlike Facebook, where it is more personal interests and income levels, this is going to be things like people's jobs, what type of degrees they have, fields of study, job function. So you can get very granular with this type of thing into specific areas. This is going to be really great if you run a live event or something. This is the type of advertising you'll want to do. And once you set those parameters up, then you can target that particular audience. This is really kind of groundbreaking for you specifically, because if you're running an advertisement for a particular service and you're in a particular location, you can target just that area, just that industry, just that business, just that type of decision maker, and it's pretty amazing.
So for instance, I just went in there and I looked at you can look at the full list of regions available. So they don't have every city. So I tried to type in Ventura County. It actually didn't pick up Ventura County, but it does allow me to target the greater Los Angeles area, which is essentially Ventura County and Los Angeles County combined into one. I also can target Orange County, which is separate, San Diego area, which is pretty much Carlsbad, San Diego, and a few other counties in that area. And then I added a few others. I added Santa Barbara because there's some money there. I added San Francisco because that's a tech hub of California.
So it's a good idea also to do a little bit of research and figure out where the money is, so you're not wasting your capital. And then if you go down a little bit further, you'll notice that
where your prospective buyers are hanging out. So
right.
if you know, I mean, especially if you're a retail shop, you're going to want to target within a certain geographic radius of your location. So then you're going to want to focus specifically on your location.
Right, and then you can choose different companies. So if somebody works at a certain type of company, you can include that.
Or job title, I can target CEOs. So I just put in CEO. There it is. So now I'm targeting people with the title of CEO.
And it gives you suggestions down here, so you can select more people if you want.
Oh, let me go back to that so you can see that.
So, why don't we add also director, president, vice president, managing director, all of those people as well. So those people will be also chosen.
And to be honest, director is probably a better target here, because a lot of solopreneurs and small companies will designate themselves as CEO.
Yeah, you can also put founder.
And founder is another term that can be used. But I think director probably hits the corporate market a little more efficiently, I would say. Or maybe, well, not president, but vice president would definitely, because nobody's going to call themselves a vice president unless they really are one.
Right.
And let's see, and then what else can we target here? We can target based on the school they attended. I can target based on fields of study.
On their gender. Now, the thing is, if you do this type of thing, you can actually run, we talk a little bit about client avatars. So you can run different types of advertisement, one for men, one for women, and have different messaging for each of those groups. You could run ads for people who are 55 and older, who are going to be more of your boomers, and then run ads for 35 to 54, which is going to be your Gen Xers. And then, of course, you have your millennials, 18 to 24 and 25 to 34. Those are both millennial groups, but they both are very distinct, different types of millennials.
And then, like Facebook, as I segment the list down, so if let's say I wanted to target 25 to 54-year-olds with LinkedIn Mastery Course, as I segment down, this number up here is the number of potential people that can be targeted with this audience.
It doesn't mean that they're all going to see them. It's just potentially that's what people are going to see.
Yeah, these are the people that meet these criteria. So there's this many accounts. There's 3,800,000 plus accounts that are between 25 and 54. They're regionally in one of these locations, and they meet all the criteria that I've set up here. And now, just to show you again, if I were to add the 55 and older crowd also, that number jumps up to 4,400,000 plus.
If he's to let go of like 2 of those groups, then
if we went 35 to 54 only,
it goes down
1.8.
And then if he puts in that group with the job title of just founder, right?
60,000.
So you see how that drills down. Now these leads may be more qualified because they're more in your niche, but you're obviously they're going to be seen by less people. So you have to weigh that out.
Definitely. So I can target by gender. I can target based on what groups that members are a part of. So when you join a group, that if it's a large group, then I can actually look and see what group they're in, and if they're in that group, I can target them specifically. So if you have a specific niche that you serve and your target market tends to have a common interest and they're all hanging out in one of these groups, this would be a great way to get in front of them with being a little bit less invasive, because you're going to show up in their news feed now with a sponsored content post.
That's right. So anyway, once you have your demographic drilled down, then you can scroll down. There you go. You've got even more stuff. So scroll down a little bit further towards the end.
So you can target based on skill. I just wanted to show. This is like when you put those skills in your profile. Remember, we can have 50 skills that we're listing on our profile. I can target based on those skills using this feature here. So now I'm gonna take that off. We're just gonna leave it as is here with the. Actually, I wanted to start typing a group. I want to get rid of the founder tag. We're not gonna just target founders. I'm gonna come down here now, and it says enable delivery on the LinkedIn Audience Network. So deliver my campaign to my target audience beyond the LinkedIn feed, and this will kind of give you a description of that. So it says here that my campaign is eligible to reach on the partner site. So this is a group of sites that have a partnership agreement with LinkedIn that will also post the ad. And if I can click in here, I can kind of see what this all entails. This is kind of like with Facebook, you have the audience, what do they call it, the audience directory. Yeah. So it's a number of third-party sites that are affiliated with LinkedIn, but not LinkedIn directly, that also allow your ads to appear there. So
it could be on Skype, it could be on some other Microsoft properties, but you don't have as much control. Just something to keep in mind.
So I'm going to turn that off actually. So we're not going to do that right here.
And then it has help my campaign by doing similar audiences. So this is the equivalent of the Facebook create a similar audience. And so this will basically, if you click on this, it will go to other people who may not fit your demographic, but might fit some characteristics that are similar.
Now, when this is really, really useful is when you have a list of buyers. So if you've uploaded a list for your audience to begin with, and it's a list of your buyers, and so you have like 200 buyers, and you upload their email addresses, and you create an audience around them. Creating a custom audience based on your buyers list with similar attributes, similar features, is an amazing way of finding new prospective clients and connecting with people that are more likely to purchase.
Now, let's say you're going to run several different ads with the same demographic. Then you can save this audience as a template, so you don't have to keep doing this over and over again. So this is just for you. This isn't. No one's going to see this except for you. So you can type in, LinkedIn webinar registration ad. It's a great title.
Yeah, and so what I'm going to do is we're going to go to the next page here, and we can then kind of just wrap up here. I'm just going to show you how to do this. So I can do a cost per click or a cost per impression. So the cost per click is obviously going to be more expensive, but typically a little bit more effective also when you run a cost per click. And with LinkedIn, you can see the bid there is $8.01 per click, which is obviously pretty high. LinkedIn does tend to be pricier than Facebook, and part of that is because it's targeting more of like a corporate audience.
And pray tell, what happens
ads.
if you hit cost per impression?
So if we go to cost per impression, the price will drop.
Oh.
And this is a cost. See, the CPM means cost per 1,000 impressions. So actually, the price didn't necessarily drop, but we can get this ad in front of 1,000 people for a bid of $37.44.
So if you understand the concept here, it's basically cost per click is you're not going to get charged unless someone clicks on the ad, but you will be charged $8.64 versus cost per impression. You'll be guaranteed that it will be seen by 1,000 people for the $34, or $37, but they're not necessarily going to react to it.
Yeah, and then for the bid here, I mean, you can read the description, but it's the maximum amount that you're willing to absorb or pay for any one click or any 1,000 impressions. And so this does not necessarily mean this is going to be the price, but that's how it works. Now, your bid is also affected by the specificness, I'm going to use that word, specificness of your targeting.
Now,
so
if you notice, hold on real quick. If you notice, go back real quick. If you notice here also, one little caveat is that this is a bidding system. So it's basically similar.
Like
yeah, it's kind of like an auction where basically you can go as low as $4.25, and if no one else is bidding higher than you, then your ad will be seen. If nobody is bidding, then you're fine. But if people are bidding even 3 cents above you, then their ad will be seen and yours won't. So you have to it's a bit of a gamble. And you can go as high as $12.15 if you notice. But the cost per click is how much you're willing to pay to have someone convert over. So you've got to think about it like, how much is that customer going to be worth during the lifetime of that client?
And this is this is a recommended bid right here. So the minimum is $4.25. It says that many similar advertisers are putting in a bid at between $7.28 and $12.15. So as Andres said, it's a bidding system. I'd want to start the ad immediately, and I would click next to kind of get the ad rolling. So this is how you do it. Now, based on how specific your targeting is, the price will vary. So I added quite a few targeting features here, which is why it's a little bit more expensive to target this audience, because so many other marketers are also targeting the same audience. But it gives you an idea that LinkedIn advertising, I'm kind of showing you how it works, how to do it. If you get that $50 coupon that we were talking about, give it a shot, because you can reach an audience that might be a little bit more qualified than on your Facebook audience potentially.
And obviously you can schedule it when you want it to start. You can put in a lifetime budget, like I only want to spend $100 and I want it to shut off. So you can determine these parameters, and then when you hit next, you'll pay for the ad, you'll put in your credit card information, and then you'll make it live. And again, this is a little more expensive than Facebook advertising, but the leads will probably be a bit more qualified, specifically with business to business.
That's right. So I hope this was useful. This is kind of the introductory video on the creating a LinkedIn ad. We're going to do another video on creating your matched audience. So I'm going to show you how to upload a spreadsheet file of a list into LinkedIn, and then we can also create a variable custom audience based off of that list. And generally, if I'm uploading my own list, the other advantage to that is you're going to get a lower cost per click bid, since that list is coming from me. So that's there is that advantage to that as well, because we're not using LinkedIn's targeting features.
And obviously, we want to hear your questions. If you have any, if we left anything out, anything's unclear, please leave a message, and we'll probably
get back
make a video on that.
And leave a message at the tone.
Yeah.
Beep, beep. We love you. And yeah. This was fun. I had a great time.
I did.
This was fantastic.
Me too. You got to go.
I got to go.